it is Youth Month in South Africa. So I want you to give the youth of today a message. What can you
Yes.
say to the youth of today? Address them.
Yes. Well, so I'm actually a part of the youth today because I'm still a teen. But honestly, I would tell the youth that keep your head up and keep going. I know that it can be really hard sometimes. That sometimes you don't feel your best. Sometimes, you don't feel good enough. Honestly, I mean, even though I am a national title holder, I go through the same problems as, any other normal teenager would. So, those days when I'm not feeling like my best self, like 100% Andy, what I love to do is self affirmations. And I think they are so helpful for today's youth, especially because when you're speaking those positive words to yourself or honestly to other people, then you believe in the power of those words. So, keep going. Don't let any obstacles or challenges deter you from your dreams and where you want to go in the future. Because honestly, if I listened to the people who told me that I was wasting my time with pageants, who told me I would never be a national title holder, or who were discouraging me all those years, I wouldn't be sitting here on this live stream with you today. So keep your head up, keep going. It gets better, I promise you. But honestly, speak those positive words of love and self-affirmation, and you can do anything you put your mind to, quite honestly.
To never give up, and dreams can really come true as long as you believe in them and you try to make them happen, and also try your best and try your hardest, because that will always take you a long way.
Really encourage every single girl to get out of their comfort zone and to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's one of the quotes that I share with Beautiful, Be Fly, because it's so important to not just stay stagnant in the same place, because you won't grow if you stay in the same place. You have to always venture to new heights and expand your horizons and see where life will take you.
Definitely. I agree. Hey, I agree. I believe as young girls, it is our duty, or rather, it is something important that we actually engage ourselves in activities that push you to go out of your comfort zone. You'd be surprised to see that going out of your comfort zone can actually bring you larger, it can make you go to larger heights than actually like staying into something that you actually know or you are used to. So
If you are someone who's dreaming to be in the industry, or you're already in the industry and you're aspiring for another title, my advice for you is this. Always know who you are, what is your core, what do you value most in your life. Because during the casual interview or even in the Q&A, most of those questions will revolve around your opinion about certain issues, about certain stands. For example, a judge might ask you the question, what is your stand on divorce? What do you think about climate change? What are your thoughts on deforestation, stuff like that? So you have to be self-aware. What are your stands on that? And please do not memorize your answers. I have judged a few pageants and I encountered some candidates who would memorize their answers. And to be honest, it is very obvious on stage if someone memorizes their answers. And it's not good, to be honest, because what we're looking for is someone who is genuine, someone who is true to their words, someone who can be natural and authentic. Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a spokesperson. It's more than just the looks and the appearance. It's how you will stand for your cause, how you'll stand for your country, and what can you contribute to the world. So yes, just be natural as much as possible. Know who you are, and before you join any pageants, please do a lot of research. Know who you are, what are your hobbies, what are your interests, because in a casual interview, most of the questions will center around you. Who are you? What are your dreams? And I've heard this so many times already. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? So when someone asks you that question, they want to find out what are your long-term goals? What do you want to pursue in your life, even after pageantry? And what can you bring to the table? So yeah, you need to have a strong sense of faith in yourself, have the courage to fight for your dreams. Because to be honest, when I was just starting in the industry, I encountered some people who would attempt to bring me down. Like, for example, those people who bullied me back in high school and in ninth grade. I remember someone sending me a letter and telling me, "You're being too much. Don't do this, don't do that." So yeah, you will encounter those kinds of people. So if you're someone who's aspiring to be in the industry, surround yourself with a strong support system. Your families, your friends, people you can trust, and enter the right industry in terms of the people who will train you too. Because once you're in the industry, you'll also encounter some people or organizations who would try to convince you to change your appearance, or people who would criticize your body image. So yes, you'll also encounter those issues as well, and you have to be prepared for that. And I encountered those people more when I joined the international competition. People who would tell me, "Oh, you should lose weight. Don't do this. Don't do that." So it's really a test of how well you know yourself. What do you stand for? As long as you have a strong core value, you'll know where to go. It will be your moral compass as you navigate yourself throughout the industry. So, yeah, have a strong sense of self and know your values too.
To do that course or to do the work that is aligned to that course for my whole life because it's a career. I just couldn't. So I want to empower young people that don't go for okay, sometimes you need to go for things that you don't even enjoy because of the circumstance, but always chase your passion, and when you're given an opportunities, use it to the best of your abilities, especially education and especially knowing more about financial wisdom. What advice would I give to my younger self? I would definitely say to myself, please uh, do not listen to negativity because there is so much negativity out there. My younger self used to be bullied. My younger self was body shamed a lot because, as I said, I grew up playing a lot of sports. So some girls would say to me, my legs don't look feminine. I don't look feminine, bang biza ngomapotrisi. I don't know if now it's just a joke, but it used to hurt me so much. But because I've taken the time to heal, I've taken the time to grow, I have learned that whatever those comments were, they do not define me. I am so much better and bigger than those things. Those things do not label me, they do not define me. So that is the advice that I would definitely give to my younger self and to whoever is facing challenges such as bullying out there or challenges such as doubts and not believing in myself, that you can do it. You can achieve anything you put your mind to, and live your life. Chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. Be a star. You are a star. I tell myself that I am the light of the world. I am the salt of the earth. I bring flavor to the world. So, uh, those are my words for 14-year-old Lerato or every young person out there, that you are powerful beyond measure. Do not allow doubt and fear to rob you of the great person that you can become. Taking care of yourself as a person, that we know that last month in May, it was Mental Health Awareness Month, and there are people battling so much with mental health, so much with suicidal thoughts and attempts, and meditating suicide, people that contemplate suicide and plan it, because I also used to be a victim of that. And I just want to say to them, what's it, guys, you really do not have to. You don't have to end your life. There are so many people who care about you or who will care. Just because you haven't gotten to them, or just because you haven't reached them or they haven't reached you, it doesn't mean that you will never meet or you will never reach that breaking point of now you are reaching your breakthrough. Like, drugs are also not the solution.
Harming other people is not the solution. Bullying someone else is not the solution. Attempting suicide is not the solution, you know. There are many people out there that are sitting at home that are disabled now because they attempted suicide and it didn't go through well, or it didn't end the way that they thought it would, you know. So please take care of yourself. It's very important to see yourself as an image of God. As if you're a Christian now, like, see yourself as that image of Him. You know what? You are chosen. You are loved. You are redeemed. You are forgiven. So also forgive yourself for any mistakes that you have committed. You know, I will tell you something very quickly. I lost my first friend, the first friend that I had in my life. I think I met her when I was 5 years old or 6. She committed suicide. I think that is why I struggled so much and why I advocate for mental health. I'm not going to disclose her name right now, but she committed suicide because she found out that she was pregnant, and the guy that who made her fall pregnant was staying next door my house where I grew up in Soweto. So the guy was staying next door, and next door it was a church. So the guy actually impregnated her, and she was just thinking about all the shameful things that people were going to say to her, what her mother was going to say, how they would treat her in the community, what the neighbors would say, and whatever. It's always about other people. That is the reason why people commit suicide. So I feel like it's also very important to be kind to the next person. So she committed suicide because what she thought was going to happen afterwards, you know, when people start noticing the bump. So what she did was she bought red poison, alpirine, and then she ate that thing because she thought she was committing a homemade abortion, and it didn't work. So the next day when we came back from school, me and my friends, we got off at her school from our school transport, and we thought, oh, we're gonna see her and then we're gonna walk all together at home, because she used to school in Protea, so it was actually very close to home. And yeah, we got off at her. When we got there, we asked all the other kids, because they were supposed to notice us because our school uniform was different. And then we were just asking, where is this girl? Where is our friend? Where is she? You know, and they were like, Aibo, you guys, you didn't hear. We're like, no, didn't hear what? They like, she's gone, you know, like she passed. We're like, what? No. I was actually so confused that I did not believe any of them, whatever it is that they were saying. That I was like, guys, stop lying, please. Because I was with her the previous day at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Like, no, you lying, man. I was with this girl. Where is she? Just don't be lying. Tell her that we're waiting for her, you know? Until some guys came and they were like, no, actually, it is true. She passed last night. This is what she did. She was actually pregnant. I was so shocked. I kept on beating myself up, Uguti. What if it's my fault that she died? How couldn't I help her as her friend? What if she needed to confide in me? How couldn't I see that this is what she was going to do? I kept on beating myself up so much, and I cried so much, and I really, like, honestly, I don't know. Hey, it's still, I don't even know what to say right now, but um I tell myself that, okay, when I speak and I open up about this thing to someone else, they like, no, you were very young. I was 14 years old when this happened, and she was 15. She was 1 year older than me. And I need you, whoever's listening, to learn from this story that, yeah, I would have loved to help. You know, sometimes even when I watch a movie that involves a small part about someone being pregnant as a teenager, I used to cry so much because it was so hard for me to forgive myself. She did not tell me. I had no idea that she was pregnant and that she was going to do this. She wanted to create a homemade abortion, you know. I did not know. And finding out the next day, I was like a few hours late, you know. I was a few hours late, and a few hours late became too late. So yeah, please learn from this. I don't know what people might interpret the story very differently, but there is a lesson that you can learn from somebody else's story. You don't have to want to see bad things happen to you because you can't learn from other people. Learn from other people.
Oh, for me, I think every time I'm asked this, there's also that sort of mental battle that happens because I feel like I'm still young, I'm still part of the youth, and I'm still growing. So I don't think I've amassed enough knowledge to, crazily change someone's life. But I mean, I know I can through whatever little talking that I have. But I think for me is I'm really not a doomsdayist. I don't believe that young people are no longer the future, or young people are doomed. I really, really believe that there's still hope for us, and that there's opportunity in every crevice. There's opportunity even in the darkness. That's one thing that I believe in. That's one thing that I would tell young people, that there is opportunity even when it seems like there isn't. It's really, really about looking. And I think maybe it happens with every generation, but I think there's this thing of sort of not having any grounding or any foundation or any footing as young people. I think we're very spontaneous and very, we tend to be all over the place. Sometimes maybe it has to do with the hormones or whatever. But I've found that as a young people, it's so, so important to have my foundation. And for me, I found that foundation in God. So it's really, really important to have that foundation, because I feel like there is no purpose in anything that I do outside of that foundation. So I really, really believe in finding your foundation as a young person, finding your core, so that you find your purpose and what you're meant to do and do it well. So I think for me, those are two tokens that I'd like to give to young people all over the world, that there's opportunity even in the darkness, and find your foundation.
Ooh, I got so emotional hearing your story. My head so rest in peace. And I remember this time when we at school were asked to write a speech about the difficulties of a teenager. And one thing I said that sticks with me every day is that no matter how hard it gets, there is always something you can do and succeed at. And no matter how hard it gets, suicide is never an option. So guys, please take care of yourself.
But I would say it would be ourselves, because sometimes we have like invisible walls in front of ourselves covering us from unleashing our full potential, where we can be our own biggest critics or inner bullies sometimes, saying like, oh, why did I do something? Like on a random Sunday, I'm just thinking of like all the embarrassing moments that happened in my life. And sometimes that negative voice isn't going to go away, but we can control it. It's important to have positive affirmations saying that I can do this, I'm beautiful enough, instead of saying, oh, I'll never be her or I'll never get the crown, because those self-limiting beliefs can actually come true into fruition. So what you believe, you become. It's very important to have a mindset of success, and abundance will come to you.
Yeah, I think it's really important to just really go for it and don't let it hold you back. Don't let that fear hold you back. And even if you are a little scared, just go for it. Because for me, I hate living life with regrets, like thinking, oh, I should have done this, or oh, if only I could like go back in this moment and redo that. So that's like something that I always keep in the back of my mind when I'm trying to overcome something that I'm scared of. And even if you are like fearful of something, don't let that fear hold you back. Just constantly remind yourself like, I can do this. And like Mia said, positive affirmations are so important.
For me, the biggest change would be having women believe in themselves. I would like to see girls be their own boss and also realize their own full potential. And that's why I have a Fly Friday series where girls who are entrepreneurs, who have done something in their community. For example, one has started her own nonprofit organization or social movement. I want to see more girls who branch out and also, set their stage for life, which is like the America's Ideal Miss motto, where you can maximize everything that you want in life just by doing it and taking action. Like Issa said, even though you're scared, do it scared, because you never know how much you can grow.
I would love to see more support, especially as pageant girls. Oh my gosh, girls supporting girls. It's so important. I know that it's just kind of in pageantry, I would say it's a little hard for like finding genuine friendships, because
like people might think that, oh, you guys are competing against each other, like you can't be friends, but that is totally not true. Some of my best friendships, like Mia, have came through pageantry. That's something that's like really important. So you have to like understand that that person has their own talents and you have your own talents. So never like focus on the other person as competition. See it as a friendship. And yeah, that's something that I like to remember.